It's strange, I guess, because my mind and heart have always had this little and hidden bundle of magic. It was always hard to express, and I often, for good reason, felt no one would understand me if I tried to explain it. When I had my children, it was like the door opened and I was able to reach into this corner. I could share the magic with my boys who never ceased to wonder and consider the world an awe-inspiring place, at least when they were young. For the boys, I could create beautiful things. I could create magical stories. For instance, when my oldest was about 4 or so, he was enthralled with the colorful butterflies in the natural fields and woods where we lived. I told him that butterflies were flowers that just couldn't sit still anymore. They dreamed and wanted to move and dance so badly, they actually grew wings and flew away. I thought it was quite believable. Perhaps it was something inside me trying to burst out. And it was such a nice story. We also went on the hunt for treasure. Treasure was any kind of bits or bobs you'd find in the dirt or strewn along the side of the road. We brought 2 buckets, one for each boy. They would fill their buckets while we walked with bottle caps, nails, a carelessly thrown bit of label, a broken piece of glass, most treasurable with a colored sort. So for years and years, I was able to find my magic in being a mother. Anything I could think of and dream up was quite fine with children. They grew up so fast. I wanted my boys to become responsible adults, able to hand any snag life would inevitably throw their way. In doing this, both boys were well equipped to leave the nest soon after they graduated. Like me, they worked at various jobs while they were growing. By the time they were of age, they were mostly responsible with a few setbacks. I was alone before I could blink. Sure, they moved in and out, back and forth, but they really didn't need all that much from me. The first signs of seeing me as just another fallible person also started to show. Gentle mockery toward my input turned to outright doubt in my sanity at times. I was no longer a magical figure. I was merely a human with warts and imperfections. Of course, each one loved me, and I'm sure of that, but it's that lack of importance that I had to someone else that really weighed me down. I kept myself busy. I tried to become, quote unquote, a professional, something or other. It was totally unsatisfying. Each position I took, though, I threw in a little magic where possible. I could find a better way to do things. I created more efficiency. I beautified my spaces always. In my last position before becoming a nurse, I had a philodendron plant. It loved the fluorescent lighting so much. It sat above my cubicle and grew around to many of the other cubes around me, winding round and round. I had to buy a mister to spray the far ends of it, and my co-workers loved it. I also brought my magic to nursing. Instead of just depending on medications, my interventions would include meditation, deep breathing, lavender, and beautiful music. These helped heal as well. I knew this. So my post-op patients would often just want to hold my hand and breathe with me. My psychiatric patients had lavender tissues below their pillows for sleeping well at night. Magic. I bumped along, trying to remain useful, living for any kind of interaction with my boys. This was my breath, my soul. My faith in God, I haven't mentioned this, but it's very important to me, enabled me to continue as a person mostly alone. I am very, very close with my boys. I try hard to avoid telling them what to do, since all my teaching was over. If asked to opine, I gladly gave whatever wisdom I could muster, and my youngest son and I texted or spoke every day. This really began during the pandemic. My kids worried about me so much, knowing I was more susceptible to complications with that disease as an older person. I can't say anything else right now. I now experience only half of myself, at best. I am a partial person. So appropriately, my first posted painting is a half face of a girl. This is me now. I still have my Lord, my God. I may talk about it someday. I may explain. But it might bring you sadness and pity. I definitely don't want to bring either one of those. God knows there is enough sadness. I want to bring you beauty. I feel good if I think I might have inspired you to find your own inner magic. We all have it, after all. And that's all I want to say today. I hope it helps you in some small way. We all have our strengths and failings. They make us who we are. I hope you and I can celebrate that the way we ought to, because it is important. And I wish you all good and beautiful things.